Are you unknowingly eating foods that are silently destroying your prostate health? What you put on your plate every day could be making your symptoms worse without you even realizing it. From the snacks you love to the meals you trust, certain foods are inflaming your prostate, disrupting hormones, and speeding up damage. If you've been struggling with frequent urination, discomfort, or low energy, your diet might be the hidden culprit. Keep watching to uncover the everyday foods that could be making your prostate worse and what you should eat instead. First, we have sugary snacks. Sugary snacks are a common part of many people's diets, offering a quick burst of energy and a satisfying sweet taste. However, these snacks can have significant negative effects on your health, especially when it comes to prostate health. While consuming sugar in moderation is generally harmless, an overindulgence in sugary foods can be particularly harmful, especially to the prostate. The first issue is how high sugar intake can lead to an increase in inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the primary risk factors for the development and progression of prostate problems, including benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and even prostate cancer. When you consume sugary snacks, the body experiences a rapid increase in blood sugar levels. This triggers an overproduction of insulin, a hormone responsible for regulating blood sugar. High insulin levels are not only detrimental to overall health but also contribute to the inflammation process. Inflammation can damage cells, leading to an increased risk of conditions such as prostate enlargement, which can cause discomfort and urinary problems. In the long run, unchecked inflammation may promote the growth of cancerous cells in the prostate, worsening existing conditions. Moreover, sugary snacks are typically high in refined carbohydrates, which can lead to an imbalance in insulin sensitivity. Insulin resistance occurs when the body no longer responds effectively to insulin, leading to higher levels of the hormone circulating in the blood. This condition has been linked to various health problems, including an increased risk of prostate issues. Research has shown that men with insulin resistance are more likely to develop prostate cancer, and high sugar intake contributes to this resistance. Sugar also impacts your weight, and obesity is a known risk factor for prostate problems. Sugary snacks are often packed with empty calories that provide little nutritional value but contribute to weight gain. Excess body fat, particularly around the abdomen, can increase the risk of prostate issues. Fat cells store excess estrogen, a hormone that can contribute to the growth of prostate tissue. The larger the waistline, the more estrogen is stored, which in turn can lead to increased inflammation and growth of prostate cells. Another critical issue with sugary snacks is their effect on the balance of gut bacteria. Diets high in sugar can negatively impact the microbiome, the community of bacteria in your digestive system. A healthy gut microbiome is essential for maintaining good immune function and reducing inflammation throughout the body. When the gut becomes imbalanced due to excessive sugar consumption, it can promote systemic inflammation, which affects the prostate and other organs. This imbalance has been associated with increased cancer risk, including prostate cancer. Consuming large quantities of sugar also leads to an increase in advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which are harmful compounds formed when sugar binds with proteins or fats in the body. These AGEs can damage tissues and accelerate aging processes. AGEs have been linked to inflammation and oxidative stress, which are both key contributors to prostate damage. The more sugary snacks you consume, the higher the levels of AGEs in your body, making it harder for your prostate to remain healthy and function properly. Excess sugar intake can also cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, leading to fluctuations in energy levels. This roller coaster effect can disrupt hormonal balance, further contributing to prostate issues. Elevated blood sugar levels can lead to the production of more insulin and other stress hormones like cortisol. High cortisol levels can trigger inflammation and create a hostile environment in the body that favors the growth of abnormal cells, including those in the prostate. Next, we have refined grains. Refined grains, commonly found in white bread, pasta, and many processed foods, are a staple in many diets. However, they may pose a hidden threat to prostate health. Unlike whole grains, which contain the bran, germ, and endosperm, refined grains have been stripped of essential nutrients like fiber, vitamins, and minerals during processing. This lack of nutrition can have a negative impact on the body and, more specifically, on the prostate. The issue begins with how refined grains are processed and their effect on blood sugar levels. When you consume refined grains, they are rapidly converted into glucose, leading to a quick spike in blood sugar levels. This spike triggers an increase in insulin production to help regulate the sugar in the bloodstream. However, consistently consuming refined grains can cause your body to develop insulin resistance over time, a condition in which the body's cells become less responsive to insulin. Insulin resistance is a major factor in the development of prostate issues, as it has been linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer and other prostate-related conditions. The consumption of refined grains also contributes to chronic inflammation, which is a key factor in the worsening of prostate health. Inflammation is the body's natural response to injury or infection, but when it becomes chronic, it can lead to tissue damage and increase the risk of diseases like prostate cancer. Refined grains can contribute to systemic inflammation as they are quickly broken down into sugars, which, in turn, increase inflammation markers in the body. This chronic inflammation can directly impact the prostate, making existing issues worse and increasing the likelihood of further complications. Another concern with refined grains is their lack of fiber. Fiber plays an essential role in regulating digestion and supporting overall health. It helps control blood sugar levels, supports healthy gut bacteria, and aids in the removal of toxins from the body. Without adequate fiber, the body struggles to regulate blood sugar, which, as mentioned earlier, can exacerbate insulin resistance and inflammation. Furthermore, fiber-rich foods have been shown to reduce the risk of developing prostate cancer, as they support a healthy digestive system and reduce the exposure of the prostate to harmful substances. Refined grains are also high in glycemic index (GI), meaning they cause a rapid increase in blood sugar levels. Consuming high GI foods regularly can lead to higher levels of insulin in the bloodstream. Elevated insulin levels have been associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer and other prostate health issues. High GI foods not only spike blood sugar, but also promote the accumulation of fat around the abdomen, which is another risk factor for prostate health problems. This excess abdominal fat produces estrogen, a hormone that can contribute to the growth of prostate tissue, worsening any existing conditions. The refined carbohydrates found in these grains are also linked to poor gut health. When consumed in excess, they can disrupt the delicate balance of beneficial bacteria in the gut. A healthy microbiome is crucial for immune function, reducing inflammation, and preventing diseases, including cancer. However, an imbalance in gut bacteria due to an over-reliance on refined grains can contribute to systemic inflammation. This imbalance can affect the prostate by promoting an environment where abnormal cell growth, including cancerous cells, is more likely to occur. Refined grains are also often deficient in essential antioxidants. Antioxidants are critical in protecting the body from oxidative stress, which occurs when free radicals damage cells. The prostate, being an active organ, is vulnerable to oxidative stress. Without the protective effects of antioxidants, the prostate is more likely to experience damage that can lead to enlargement or even cancer. Whole grains, on the other hand, are rich in antioxidants that help protect against this damage, making them a much healthier choice for supporting prostate health. Another issue with refined grains is that they are often consumed in processed foods that are high in unhealthy fats, sugars, and sodium. These added ingredients can further contribute to the deterioration of prostate health. The excessive intake of unhealthy fats, particularly trans fats and omega-6 fatty acids, has been linked to an increased risk of prostate problems. These fats can promote inflammation in the body, making it harder for the prostate to stay healthy. Furthermore, the added sugars in processed foods contribute to the same problems seen with sugary snacks, such as insulin resistance and chronic inflammation. Next, we have red meat. Red meat, such as beef, pork, and lamb, is a popular part of many diets around the world. However, excessive consumption of red meat can have significant negative effects on prostate health. Studies have shown that regularly eating large amounts of red meat, especially processed meats, can contribute to the development and progression of prostate problems. One of the main reasons red meat can be harmful to the prostate is its high content of saturated fats. These fats are known to promote inflammation in the body, and chronic inflammation is a key factor in the development of prostate conditions, including benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and even prostate cancer. When you consume red meat, the body metabolizes the saturated fats, leading to an increase in circulating levels of low-density lipoprotein, LDL, cholesterol, often referred to as bad cholesterol. High levels of LDL cholesterol contribute to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, which can increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases. But beyond heart health, elevated LDL cholesterol also triggers systemic inflammation, which can damage the prostate and exacerbate existing prostate issues. Inflammation in the prostate can promote the growth of cancerous cells and worsen symptoms related to enlarged prostate. Another concerning aspect of red meat is its high iron content, particularly heme iron, which is found in animal-based products. While iron is an essential nutrient for the body, excess heme iron can be harmful. Research has suggested that high levels of heme iron may increase oxidative stress, a process in which free radicals damage healthy cells. The prostate is particularly vulnerable to oxidative stress, and over time, this damage can lead to cellular mutations and the growth of abnormal cells, increasing the risk of prostate cancer. Processed red meats such as bacon, sausages, and hot dogs are especially problematic. These meats are not only high in saturated fats and heme iron, but also contain harmful preservatives like nitrates and nitrites. These preservatives have been linked to an increased risk of developing prostate cancer. Nitrates and nitrites can form carcinogenic compounds in the body, which can damage the DNA in prostate cells. This damage can lead to the development of cancerous cells, accelerating the progression of prostate cancer and making existing conditions worse. The cooking methods used for red meat can also contribute to its harmful effects. When red meat is cooked at high temperatures, such as grilling, frying, or broiling, it can form compounds called heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. These compounds are known to be carcinogenic and have been shown to increase the risk of developing prostate cancer. The more frequently red meat is cooked at high temperatures, the higher the accumulation of these harmful compounds, further increasing the risk of prostate damage. Consuming large amounts of red meat can also disrupt your gut microbiome. A diet high in red meat and low in fiber can lead to an imbalance in gut bacteria, which can have a cascading effect on your overall health. An unhealthy microbiome can contribute to chronic inflammation, which negatively impacts prostate health. Additionally, a poor balance of gut bacteria can reduce the body's ability to detoxify, allowing harmful substances to accumulate and increase the risk of cancer. High consumption of red meat is also linked to an increased intake of unhealthy fats, which are often present in processed red meats. These unhealthy fats, including trans fats and omega-6 fatty acids, can promote inflammation in the body. This inflammation is detrimental to the prostate, as it can exacerbate symptoms of BPH and increase the likelihood of developing prostate cancer. A diet high in unhealthy fats also leads to weight gain, and excess abdominal fat is known to increase the production of estrogen. Higher estrogen levels can contribute to the growth of prostate tissue, further worsening prostate issues. Next, we have processed meats. Processed meats, including sausages, hot dogs, bacon, and deli meats, are common staples in many diets. However, their regular consumption can pose significant risks to prostate health. One of the primary reasons processed meats are harmful is due to the preservatives they contain, such as nitrates and nitrites. These chemicals are added to enhance flavor and increase shelf life, but they can convert into harmful compounds called nitrosamines in the body. Nitrosamines are known carcinogens, and studies have shown that they can increase the risk of prostate cancer by damaging prostate cells and promoting the growth of cancerous tissue. Another reason processed meats can worsen prostate health is their high saturated fat content. Saturated fats have been linked to an increase in systemic inflammation, which is a major contributor to the development of prostate problems. Chronic inflammation can damage prostate tissue, making it more vulnerable to conditions such as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and prostate cancer. Processed meats, which are typically high in unhealthy fats, exacerbate this inflammation and can accelerate the progression of prostate issues. The high sodium content in processed meats is another contributing factor to prostate damage. Excessive sodium intake is linked to high blood pressure, and when combined with the inflammatory effects of saturated fats, it can place additional strain on the body. High blood pressure can damage blood vessels, affecting blood flow to various organs, including the prostate. This poor circulation can hinder the prostate's ability to function properly, leading to worsening symptoms of enlargement and even increasing the risk of developing prostate cancer. Processed meats are also known to have high levels of heme iron, which is found in animal-based products. While iron is essential for the body, excessive amounts of heme iron can lead to oxidative stress. This stress occurs when free radicals cause damage to healthy cells, and the prostate is particularly vulnerable to this kind of damage. Over time, oxidative stress can lead to the mutation of cells within the prostate, increasing the risk of cancer development. The high levels of heme iron in processed meats contribute to this oxidative damage, making them a risky food choice for those concerned with prostate health. Furthermore, the regular consumption of processed meats can disrupt the balance of hormones in the body. A diet rich in these meats has been shown to elevate insulin and insulin-like growth factors, IGFs, which can promote the growth of prostate tissue. High insulin levels have been associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer, as they can stimulate the growth of cancerous cells. Additionally, insulin resistance, which often accompanies a diet high in processed meats, is a known risk factor for the development of prostate problems. The cooking methods often used for processed meats can also add to their carcinogenic potential. For example, when bacon or sausages are cooked at high temperatures, such as grilling or frying, they can form harmful compounds like heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. Both of these substances are recognized as carcinogens and have been linked to the development of prostate cancer. The more frequently processed meats are cooked at high temperatures, the higher the concentration of these cancer-causing compounds, which further increases the risk to prostate health. Processed meats, due to their high fat content, are also associated with an increased risk of obesity, particularly abdominal fat. Excess abdominal fat produces hormones, including estrogen, which can stimulate the growth of prostate tissue. This is particularly concerning for individuals with already existing prostate problems, as excess estrogen can exacerbate conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Obesity, combined with the inflammatory effects of processed meats, creates a perfect storm for worsening prostate health and increasing the likelihood of complications. Next, we have fried foods. Fried foods such as fried chicken, French fries, and donuts are staples in many diets, but their impact on prostate health is often overlooked. The process of frying food, especially at high temperatures, leads to the formation of harmful compounds that can significantly damage the prostate. One of the primary dangers of fried foods lies in the type of fats used during cooking. These fats, often vegetable oils or animal fats, are high in trans fats, which are particularly harmful to the body. Trans fats promote inflammation, and chronic inflammation is a major contributor to the development and progression of prostate conditions, including benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and prostate cancer. Trans fats, when consumed, are known to increase levels of low-density lipoprotein, LDL, commonly referred to as bad cholesterol. Elevated LDL levels contribute to the buildup of plaque in arteries, which can lead to poor circulation. When blood flow to the prostate is restricted, it can exacerbate existing prostate issues, making it harder for the organ to function properly. This reduced circulation also hampers the prostate's ability to fight off infections and other harmful factors, increasing the likelihood of inflammation and further damage. Moreover, frying food at high temperatures causes the oil to break down and form toxic byproducts such as acrylamide and advanced glycation end products, AGEs. Acrylamide is a chemical compound produced when starchy foods, like potatoes, are fried at high heat. Research has shown that acrylamide has carcinogenic properties and can increase the risk of developing prostate cancer. AGEs are formed when proteins and sugars react at high temperatures, and these compounds can accelerate the aging process of cells. The accumulation of AGEs in the prostate can lead to cellular damage and promote cancerous growth. The high fat content of fried foods is another contributing factor to prostate damage. When foods are fried, they absorb large amounts of oil, significantly increasing their fat content. This excess fat, particularly unhealthy fats, can lead to weight gain and the development of obesity. Obesity, especially the accumulation of visceral fat around the abdomen, has been linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer. Excess fat tissue produces hormones such as estrogen, which can stimulate the growth of prostate tissue and worsen conditions like BPH. Fried foods also tend to be low in essential nutrients, fiber, and antioxidants, which are crucial for maintaining prostate health. Diets rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats help reduce inflammation, promote healthy cell function, and protect against oxidative damage. However, fried foods, which are typically high in empty calories and low in nutritional value, displace these healthier options, making it harder for the body to maintain a balanced and supportive diet for prostate health. This imbalance can weaken the immune system and increase the risk of developing chronic conditions. The cooking process of frying can also alter the molecular structure of the food, making it more difficult for the body to digest. The high heat breaks down the food's natural components, including vitamins and minerals, making it harder for the body to absorb and utilize them. This decreased nutritional value not only impacts general health, but also deprives the prostate of the nutrients it needs to stay healthy and function optimally. Without proper nutrients, the prostate becomes more vulnerable to oxidative stress, which can damage healthy cells and promote cancerous growth. Another dangerous aspect of fried foods is their tendency to cause insulin resistance. High-fat foods, especially those high in trans fats, have been shown to interfere with the body's ability to regulate blood sugar levels. Insulin resistance is a condition where the body's cells become less responsive to insulin, leading to elevated blood sugar levels. Insulin resistance has been associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer, as elevated insulin levels promote the growth of cancer cells. The more frequently fried foods are consumed, the higher the likelihood of developing insulin resistance, further increasing the risk to prostate health. In addition to insulin resistance, fried foods can disrupt hormone balance in the body. Hormonal imbalances, particularly involving insulin-like growth factors, IGFs, can contribute to the development of prostate issues. High levels of IGFs promote the growth of prostate cells, and when combined with the inflammation caused by trans fats, this can accelerate the development of prostate cancer. By regularly consuming fried foods, the body becomes more susceptible to these hormonal disruptions, which can have lasting effects on prostate health. Last, we have dairy products. Dairy products like milk, cheese, butter, and yogurt are common staples in many diets, but their impact on prostate health is often underestimated. Research suggests that excessive consumption of dairy may worsen prostate problems due to several biological mechanisms. One of the most concerning factors is the high content of saturated fats found in many dairy products. Saturated fats are known to increase inflammation in the body, and chronic inflammation is a key contributor to both benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and prostate cancer. Another major issue with dairy is the presence of hormones. Cow's milk naturally contains estrogen and other growth hormones, and commercial dairy products often come from cows treated with additional hormones to boost milk production. These hormones can disrupt the body's hormonal balance, especially testosterone and estrogen levels. Hormonal imbalances are directly linked to the development of prostate disorders, and higher levels of estrogen can stimulate abnormal growth of prostate tissue, potentially worsening BPH and increasing the risk of cancer. Calcium, while essential for bones, may also pose a risk when consumed in excess through dairy products. Several studies have linked high calcium intake to an increased risk of prostate cancer. One theory is that too much calcium may suppress the body's ability to activate vitamin D, a nutrient that helps protect against cancer by regulating cell growth. When vitamin D is blocked or reduced, prostate cells may become more prone to uncontrolled growth and mutation, making the prostate more vulnerable to disease. Insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, is another compound associated with dairy that can harm the prostate. IGF-1 is a hormone found in milk and also stimulated by the consumption of dairy. Elevated levels of IGF-1 have been shown to encourage the growth of cancerous cells, including those in the prostate. Over time, high IGF-1 levels can lead to abnormal cell proliferation, increasing the chances of developing prostate cancer or worsening existing conditions. Many dairy products are also processed and contain additives, artificial preservatives, and antibiotics. These chemicals can disrupt the body's natural systems, leading to inflammation and immune system stress. The cumulative effect of consuming these processed dairy items may cause more damage than benefit, especially when the body is already trying to manage an inflamed or enlarged prostate. The saturated fats in dairy products also contribute to obesity and weight gain, which are known risk factors for prostate issues. Excess body fat, especially around the abdomen, leads to the production of more estrogen, which can stimulate prostate tissue and make symptoms of BPD worse. Obesity also increases the risk of aggressive forms of prostate cancer, making dietary fat control essential for prostate health. Dairy products can also negatively affect gut health, which indirectly impacts the prostate. A healthy gut microbiome helps regulate inflammation, hormone metabolism, and immune responses. However, dairy can cause digestive issues in many people, such as bloating, constipation, or an imbalance in gut bacteria. An unhealthy gut can increase systemic inflammation and reduce the body's ability to detoxify harmful compounds, both of which place additional stress on the prostate. For individuals who are lactose intolerant, consuming dairy may trigger immune responses and gastrointestinal inflammation. These responses not only affect digestion but also elevate systemic inflammatory markers that influence prostate health. The immune stress caused by dairy intolerance can weaken the body's defenses and make the prostate more susceptible to damage from other harmful factors. Another problem with high dairy consumption is that it often replaces healthier plant-based sources of nutrients. When diets are dominated by cheese, milk, and yogurt, people may miss out on antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds found in fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts. These nutrients play a protective role against oxidative stress and cell damage in the prostate. Without them, the prostate is more vulnerable to inflammation, abnormal growth, and disease progression.